Peace to everybody, back with another video. This is CNN headquarters in Atlanta, breached by crowd protesting George Floyd's death. Okay. CNN headquarters has been breached by a crowd in protesting in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so and as you can see here, somebody broke the windows at CNN headquarters. And, you know, this is the wrong thing to do. I mean, I don't like CNN because I call it Criminal News Network because that's what it is. And I know there's other names for it too. So it doesn't matter. That's why I don't like CNN no more. This article is from yesterday, 2020. And this is the result of what CNN is dealing with right now. After being driven away earlier by police, demonstrators regrouped in front of CNN's Atlanta headquarters, throwing objects, including a very large firecracker at police, as well as breaking the building's front windows. Yes, so there has been windows broken, firecrackers, other objects that were thrown at this building. Okay, so this is what they have done. Police formed a phalanx inside the building, just feet away from demonstrators, facing them outside. One protester ran inside and was apprehended. So the police were lined up inside the building, and then of course somebody ran inside and then got caught at the hands of the police. Now here is the CNN Twitter thing, what they are showing on their account. They wrote, a large number of police officers in helmets are creating a blockade. They are facing off against protesters holding signs. Okay, then they continue. Demonstrators turned violent at the CNN Center in Atlanta. CNN reports from the ground, and yes, this is what they did. They turned to CNN and broke every window, breaking windows and that. Others hit police with objects thrown from outside. So there was other stuff. Who knows what else it could have been bottles of water they were throwing at and everything. One man with a skateboard in hand walked right to the edge of the building, smashed his skateboard against a window right in front of police, and then stood defiantly before the police phalanx. The red dots from multiple police scopes could be seen on his chest as he postured. So so the police, they had their multiple scopes right on his chest. They were ready to shoot him. Because the man with a skateboard in hand walked right to the edge of the building, smashed his skateboard against a window. So that's what the skateboarder did, right in front of police. Shortly after police outside the building deployed what looked like some sort of deterrent spray, according to CNN's Chris Cuomo, who was reporting live on air as the scene unfolded. So Chris Cuomo was reporting. The police, they had their pepper spray ready to spray people, which they did anyways in other states, and people had to use milk to get it out of their eyes fast. Near Atlanta's Centennial Park, cars were set on fire and seen in full blaze on video posted on Twitter. So there's a video somewhere around on Twitter that the cars were on fire And of course, here's Blaine Alexander, her Twitter account. As you can see here is the car on fire. And there was two of them, but I only see the one in this one, so I don't know where the other one is. Earlier, Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields deployed a very different sort of community policing, wading into the crowd of demonstrators and speaking at length with them one-on-one. Yeah, so the Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields deployed a very different sort of community policing. Here's Lily, who is from Black Lives Matter. The chief of police in ATL is talking to everyone, in the crowd at the protest. She says she wants to see a change too and is disgusted by everything that happened. She sent away a white officer we told her was being I can't even say that word, a-hole, let me put it that way. She's listening to every person that wants to talk. So this must be the woman who is the police chief, and ATO is talking to everyone in the crowd. Protesters in Atlanta on Friday marched on the headquarters of CNN, gathering by the hundreds in front of the building, defacing the giant-sized network logo out front and destroying police cars when authorities began to disperse the crowd. Yeah, so all the protesters in Atlanta, they marched to the headquarters of CNN, gathering by the hundreds in front of the building, defacing the giant-sized network logo. So they tore that logo up by breaking the windows and everything. Here's Fernando Alfonso III, as you can see on his Twitter account. Protesters gathering dispersed by police as the destruction if police cars outside the CNN Center continues. I think he meant to say of police cars instead of if. The incident came after 3 days and nights of protests in Minneapolis over the death of George Floyd, who videos shown was prone when a police officer pressed his knee into Floyd's neck. Floyd screamed, "I can't breathe," multiple times before he died. Yeah, so the incident did come 3 days after nights of protests in Minneapolis, and we know Minneapolis is a total mess right now. There's nothing really left of it, but all broken windows, businesses are burnt, everything. That officer, Derek Chauvin, was arrested and charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter on Friday. So yeah, he was charged with murder and manslaughter. The family of George Floyd is calling for an upgrade in the criminal charges against former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin from third-degree murder to first-degree. The key to an upgrade in charges revolves around a determination of Chauvin's intent and premeditation to cause Floyd's death. So yeah, so the family of George Floyd is calling for an upgrade in the criminal charges, going from third to first. I don't know who George Floyd's family is, but somebody had told me that his brother wants the videos. I don't know who his brother is, because this is where it gets a little confusing of who is who. The family also wants charges against the 3 other officers at the scene. So yeah, so they want the family, they want charges against the 3 other officers at the scene. We call on authorities to revise the charges to reflect the true culpability of this officer. The family statement reads, later in the statement, the family says, for 4 officers to inflict this kind of unnecessary lethal force or watch it happen despite outcry from witnesses who were recording the violence demonstrates a breakdown in training and policy by the city. Yes, so they have we call on the authorities to revise the charges. Alright, so they want it from 3rd degree to 1st degree and everything else. Other protests broke out on Friday in Brooklyn, San Jose, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C., where the Secret Service put the White House on lockdown as protesters gathered outside. Yeah, so they had to have a whole bunch of Secret Services outside the White House because protesters were going there. They were going to raid the place, but that's a big no-no because Donald Trump is there. And this is why they're trying to go after him, because they think he's responsible for it, and he's not. I know a lot of you Donald Trump haters are going to say, well, he started, no, he didn't start nothing, okay? So snap out of it. Because these protesters are just out of control and they're pathetic. And it's sad that these people are destroying cities that they should have never have been destroyed in the first place. Because the deep state, they want civil unrest. That's what they want. So that's why all these protests are not what you think they are, because of the deep state. Then I know you have seen articles of why the prisoners are getting out of prison. Guess who's taking them out of prison? Hillary Clinton. Think about it. Everything leads to Hillary Clinton. Why do you think she wants the prisoners out of prison? Yeah, I think you ought to know that by now. That she wants all these riots, and George Soros, think of that one. Think about him, what he's funding. George Soros is funding these riots, literally. He doesn't care about the American people because he's not American. He's Hungarian. George Soros is Hungarian. Why do you think he's funding all these riots and everything? It's because it's what he wants. He wants Americans to destroy themselves. Please do your research on Hillary Clinton, George Soros, and Joe Biden. Those are the 3 racist people ever. They are creating all this chaos because they want America divided. They want black against white. That's what they're up to right now. They want to divide and conquer. And people must stand up to these people, the evil people, and say no more. Enough is enough. Leave your comments below. I am out.